It's the Al Travis Show, and we love having this cat on the program. He is the Senator Jeff Howe. We call him Colonel Doge, but we're probably not going to talk a lot of business today. Senator, how are you doing?
Terrific. Life is good.
It is. We have been talking a lot of politics just because I think I believe we need to get the Hortmans buried, take a breath, and we'll move on. But we have some things that we are doing in place of that, sir, and hopefully you'll play the game with me. What I've decided to do is to make some of you people look a little more human, because I think part of the problem, Senator, is a lot of senators, you ask them a question on a radio show, and they're like, here's the answer, representative, and it's all baked into the cookies, and I don't like that. So I've decided that to start every bit of our programs with you elected officials, we're going to ask a random question to get to know you better. You ready?
Let's go.
This question came from the 11 rapid fire questions from 2017. What's one place you always wanted to see and why?
Oh, gee whiz. I'm going to say...
Let me are you a traveler? Do you do a lot of traveling? Have you seen a lot of the world?
I have.
Okay.
The military has helped me with some of that.
Okay.
Not always places I wanted to go see, but
yeah.
I will say right now that's top of my list is Alaska, because it's number 50 state for me. I have not been to Alaska. My brothers, my sons, I've got family members that have gone there. Okay. It's just the timing has never worked out for me, so that's definitely on my bucket list to go see Alaska. And we'll see if it's true that if you go there, you don't quite ever always come back. So we'll see if that's true.
So let me ask you on this. You got the other 49 then. Was that a plan? Did you do a trip out west that we got to, drive through Arizona in the corner? Just, is that how you did it? I mean, you hit all 49.
No, some of it just happened through military and through other things. Right. But we did make a conscious effort to, when my daughter lived in Boston, to go out to Boston. And then we drove up the coast all the way to Maine, stayed at a few bed and breakfasts, that type of thing. And so we hit that northeastern on purpose.
Okay.
Went cool. To Kenny Buttport and Portland and all the rest of those folks up there. Ate some great seafood. So some of it's on purpose. Alaska will definitely be on purpose.
Is there a spot internationally you haven't seen that you'd like to?
Well, there's a lot of places I'd like to. I'm a history buff. I really liked Rome and that type of thing. I'd love to go to Greece. It just hasn't worked out for me. That's an expensive proposition. But
do you travel well, sir? My wife wants to go to Hawaii. I just don't really care to be in the plane for 13 hours or whatever it is. That drives me. I'm not claustrophobic, but that's a long time. Get to Greece. You're in a tube a long time, my friend.
True statement. My back doesn't handle it too well, so there's a lot of times I'm standing in the aisle. Hopefully we're not in rough deal, but even coming down here, my back doesn't handle a 3-hour plane ride very well. I did go to Singapore, which was 17 hours. Yeah. It was not. But the thing is usually those are larger planes. You can get up, walk around a little bit. I'm not one of those guys that can afford first class, so it's. But at least I'm a small guy. I'm not a big. I don't need a lot of leg room, but that doesn't help when you're sitting, and my back is not. After many years of firefighting and the military, my back's not what it should be. So. It is what it is.
That's fair enough, and I think Greece would be fantastic. Hope we get there someday. Okay, thanks for playing our game. You mentioned flying where you're at. Where are you today? Thank you for doing the show, by the way, because I know you're not around.
Well, we had come down from my granddaughter's graduation from preschool. She's actually 4 years old, graduating preschool, going into kindergarten. So at 4. So quite a deal. And being a little bit older than the normal grandparent, I don't know if I'll be around for graduation from high school, let alone college or anything else. Yeah. So the plan is to see as many of these events as we can. So in early June, we were down for that. We brought her back to Minnesota
Okay.
for 3 weeks, and now we brought her back. And before we go up to, then we're going to go up to Pennsylvania and New York after that.
And I know there's something to that. You're going to Pennsylvania, New York, and the reason why, sir?
Well, it's the Saturday will be the 20th anniversary of the killing of my soldier in Iraq. So,
wow,
we're going to go up there, do a little graveside ceremony for the 20-year anniversary. And this was, I wish it would have worked out different. I was hoping that the Hortman funeral was going to happen on Saturday or while I was gone, but we've had this planned for a while, so it is what it is.
We'll talk about funerals. I think funerals are made for those of us who are still here. I think a lot of folks driving down the road, when they heard you say that this is your soldier who died in Iraq 20 years ago, how old are we? That's amazing. It's been I'm sorry, when you said 20 years and that was the reason, I'm like, my God, it seemed like yesterday.
It does. I mean, I'm 66. I was 46 on my first trip into Iraq. And so being a commander of 250 troops, and we were truck drivers. We were on the road all the time. We put on 1.3 million, and I say we, as a unit, these are young men and women that did outstanding things that were made me look good. They were outstanding. They put 1.3 million miles on in 10 months, outperformed any active duty unit that was on the ground at the time. And the odds were, if we were going to suffer a casualty in our battalion, it was going to be one of my folks. And 6 months into the deal, we really started taking heat or getting attacked heavily we took our first real casualty as far as being injured on the 14th of June, and that was Sergeant. Well, he's Sergeant First Class now after he retired, but he was Staff Sergeant Mike Mills out of Freeport, Minnesota. He was our first real casualty. He got blown out of a Het, and a Het is a heavy equipment transporter, the biggest truck the Army makes. Hauls the M1 tank. He was blown out of his an IED, hit on the pavement, and then 50-gallon ruptured AP8. Civilian driving a KBR truck jumped out with his cooler that had melted ice water in it and put the fire out on him. A lot of the soldiers were taking cover because they heard small arms fire. Well, actually, it wasn't small arms fire. It was actually his rounds cooking off in his ammo belt.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, we get hit again with Manny Hornado out of New York. And he was one of our gun truck operators, operating in one of our best gun trucks. Yeah, and it was that an IED as well, sir, or a gun? Well, that was a VBID, a vehicle-borne IED. And what they did, and that was partially our fault. We got a little complacent. It was probably my fault. We had what we call a TTP, a tactic, techniques, and procedure, where if there was a vehicle next to the road, if it was occupied, we went right by it. If it was unoccupied, we gave it a wide berth. We crossed over and gave it a wide berth. Well, they identified that as we operated and set up a mannequin in a white Toyota pickup truck with 7 155 rounds in the back. And when we got up to it, made us pay, and poor Manny caught the bumper right in his face because he was the turret guy. And back in those days, we didn't have a lot of protection up at the turret. And bad deal. We changed that TTP immediately thereafter, but it was a costly lesson to learn.
I can hear your pain. God bless you and all that survived and this young man. And I thank you for going up there and for his memorial, I guess I'm going to call it, at 20 years. Let's go to break. When we go to the other side, thank you for all you've done. We go to the other side, we'll talk a little bit about Representative Hortman. We'll do that right after this. It is the Al Travis Show. We've got him, Senator Jeff Howe, on with us, talking all kinds of stuff. Senator Hortman, I'm sorry, Senator Representative Hortman is going to be having her being at the Capitol. Yeah, well, what do they call it?
She's going to be at the Capitol.
She'll lie in state at the Capitol Friday. Yes. Yes, she was right. From noon to 5 for the general public. There will be a private funeral taking place Saturday. Space limited. There will be a live feed if you want to see it. How soon? I mean, I don't put the difference between this young man's story you just told. This person gets, knocked out by this ID vehicle. You guys have to go on the next day, right? I mean, everything stops. You have to. What's the right amount? What do we do with something like this and Representative Hortman, her family? What's the right amount of time before we start whining again about their side and my side and all the rest?
Well, I will tell you that I don't think the whining has stopped. When I look at some of the stuff that's gone on, the protest and some of this stuff, I'm kind of disappointed that it seems like not everyone's gotten the message. And
well, let me ask you this, because I talked to somebody about this. As far as the representatives and senators that I'm in contact regularly, I follow them on the Facebook or whatever, I haven't seen a one of you all crossing a line in any way. It's all, we're a team, we're going to get through this. I have not seen that. Now, there are peripheral people, I think you're talking about, that just can't give up a good opportunity to snap, to poke the bear. Have you seen that in the group? I mean, you're one of the 201, right? You're in this.
Yes. And I agree. I think most of us that are in what I call in the arena, get it.
Yeah.
But we need to be telling these folks to stop. Yeah. And that's what I think needs to happen. I think these activist groups that are out there are not missing a beat. They have come right at it. And on both sides of the aisle, I'm not picking one side or the other. They both these out, and it's very, very disappointing that that they don't see the humanity of the issue. And that's disappointing, and I think our society continues to reach new lows in response to that.
They're influencers, Republican influencers or right-wing influencers. I didn't know who they were. So they can be influencers all they want. What I want to mention is that I don't understand why
I'm not sure what's going on. I can't hear you.
Get it. There. Are you with me now, sir?
Yes, sir.
Well, we're running out of time, and I don't want to leave the others. There are people on both sides, individuals who think they can make money off this. I don't know, with hits or whatever you call it. If we don't share it, this Republican influence guy, 1 million viewers, I didn't even know who this guy was. If we stop sharing that stuff will dry up. Absolutely. If every you're in the game, I'm not. I'm out here watching. Don't share it. Just don't share it. And you know what happens? They'll get really crazy for a while because they hope to get some more hits. And if we just don't share it, it'll dry up. They won't make any money doing this for a living.
Yeah, and actually, if you push the little X up there and eliminate it, that even helps dry it up a little quicker.
All right. Sir, I appreciate you. Completely out of time, but I thank you for doing this program with me. I really do, and I know you got a lot going on. And prayers will be with you, you and your whoever else is going to go to that man's funeral. Thank you for doing what you're doing, and prayers for peace.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Especially what's going on in the world. Thank you.
You bet. He's Senator Jeff Howe on the Al Travis Show. We'll be back with more right after.